So I've had a difficult time trying to figure out the debuffs. Let's just be real. Joke times are over. I've had a difficult time trying to do the debuffs or figure the debuffs out. And when I say difficult, not difficult. It's just starting out in the game. There's a lot coming at you at once, and so you take in the smaller pieces and process them as you can. So now I'm going to try to focus on building 4 types of teams in this video. This video is going to be a longer one. I'm getting ready for an endurance run here. I might even break it up into multiple parts. But the idea here is to teach you the debuffs and try to build a team centered around those debuffs with my limited roster, right? So far for each category, ish. For burn, poison, bleed, I got 3 characters for each. For freeze/frostbite, that's kind of weird and I'm gonna have to figure something out. Let's get to the video.
I would question myself in the same situation and consider the consequences.
People were going to die!
Hi guys, I'm Gravity here, and this is a DC Worlds Collide video. In this video, I'm going to try to build Debuffs team as I told you in the intro. So let's go ahead and get to building it. I think what I'm going to do is, and then, forgive me, I have it all written down of how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to have to be haphazard because the game itself, one of the flaws is you can't build teams outside of one of the game modes and just have it save as a preset. That would be really nice and make it easier to display to you what the teams are. I'm going to try to use Evil Falls to show the damage, and I'm also going to try to use it to show the team composition, and then I may go into Elite Arena for you guys. So first, let's get to the characters. We're going to start off with Burn. We're going to go Burn, Poison, Bleed, and Freeze is last / Frostbite because that category is confusing the hell out of me. All right, so, and actually, funnily enough, I think, let's see, should we start off with Superboy? Because he has Detonate. Let's start off with Superboy. And I'm not going over their kits because I made videos for these characters, all of them. Like the ones that are going to be included on this Burn team are going to be Starfire, Superboy, and Bizarro. Bizarro is the only one I haven't done a guide for, so that guide is coming. But if you need a guide on Starfire and Superboy, they should have come out before this video. I haven't released it as of this video. So for those of you on stream, or you're watching the stream video, it's not out yet. If you are watching the release of this video, which is going to be like a week later than it was recorded, then it should already be out. So, all that being said, I'm not going over his full kit. I'm only going to go where it goes to Burn. Burn detonates at 4 stacks, taking superpower damage equal to 60% of attack. Now, the one question I have, and I don't know if it's just doing the math in the background for you, is this 60% of attack based on the first person to lay down the burn, the last person to lay down the burn, the enemy's attack? What is this number based off of? I'm assuming it's not the enemy's attack because then when I would do this to Ultraman, it'd be nice. So yeah. And so in the ultimate, charges between, etc., etc., etc. And he's gonna lay down, maybe I shouldn't have. Each strike deals superpower damage equal to 90% of attack. Random enemy has a 50% chance to add 1 stack of burn. So only 1 stack and a 50% chance. It doesn't increase that. Each strike gives So then, since there's going to be 6 strikes, should be 3 on a coin flip. Another burn on his basic attack where he just attacks and gives you burn. And then the passives don't have anything to do with that. So on his basic, on his ultimate, he's given off burn. Next on this is going to be Starfire. Starfire, not on her, just making sure. Boop, 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 boop. Burn on her passive. When dealing damage, adds 1 stack of burn for every 2 enemies detonated, gain 1 energy. So the ultimate attack and the basic attack are going to do burn. They're going to lay down burn. And if for every 2, so every other one that detonates after the 4 stacks, they detonate, then the next one would detonate. She's going to give us 1 energy, which helps us get to our ultimates faster. And then this is armor break, so nothing to do with that. So that's the part of burn in her kit. All of her attacks burn. And then you have Bizarro. And on his, he gives Frostbite and Freeze too. Oh yeah, I do have him on that team. Okay, I do. I already had him written down, sorry. Okay, so then that's his ultimate. Where's his Fire Breath? Wait a sec. They said in his, I was under the impression that they, does that mean that he does not belong in the burn team?
10 minutes later.
There he is. Burn. What are we doing? Did I miss something in his kit? I'm gonna let you guys watch me go through this. Heals. Emits freeze beams from eyes. Random enemies, 3 attacks. Frostbite and freeze. Is there any time percentage HP healed? Percentage HP healed. Increased duration of freeze. Okay. On this one, no debuffs. On this one, expels flames. Weaken. Damage. Increase, like Frostbite is mentioned with his flames. I know he's backwards, but he can't change the laws of physics. What's going on here? When did they make? Okay. Increases max HP, gives ally HP flower. Oh, highest HP flower. That's something I had wrong in before those ally with most attack. Takes damage, Bizarro damage, additionally decreased. Turn on it and heal. That bugs me. I sat here and was like going through the things and writing it down, trying to be organized and everything. And you guys just made me waste 3 minutes figuring out that the guy who spits fire doesn't burn anybody. Okay, so then that kind of screws up my team. So Starfire and Superboy work more as a pair with those bleeds. Now here's the thing, given that that's the case, I'm not even gonna worry about doing there's even flames coming from here when you see the logo. Is that just smoke? Why? All right. Because of that, I don't even want to do the burn team now. And that is because with Starfire and Superboy, when I did their kits, I talked about burn a lot there. So you can go back to those videos with Superboy and with Starfire to look at how the burn works between the two. I will do a quick run with both of them just to like show with it. But I mean, like, yeah, guys, what are we doing? So, but we just take everybody out, and then we'll build it. Okay, so basically, since they're just a lovely couple, I guess Nightwing doesn't know about what John is doing with his lady in the evenings when he's at Batman's house. So basically, when they lay out their burns from all of her attacks and then from his basic attack, once they get up to 4, then it's gonna explode, and then you'll see a little thing over here with the number and then a little fire symbol next to it to show you that it happens. The one thing that's weird about it to me is that a lot of these debuffs, typically when they do their damage, they do it at the start of the enemy's turn. With burn, bleed, and poison, it all happens at the end of their turn. So they get their attack off and then they receive the damage from the burn or the bleed or whatever. So yeah, which makes me think that would end up with a lot more ties happening. I'm gonna put Zatanna in just for, S's and G's. Well, S's and giggles, I guess I can say the word giggles. I don't have to censor that word out. Penguin is already going to be on the poison team, so we move away from him. Green Arrow is going to be on the Frostbite team, so let's go with Kid Flash. Now, this is his, and this is based on the burns. When there's detonation damage taken by enemies, its detonation damage is increased by 12. Now, I want to say there was some other tune that had something to do with detonation of the burns. That might have just been Starfire. Anyway, we'll stick with that. I'm going to put it to 1x just so you can see the burn take place. Yeah. So, oof. And then silly me, What did I forget to do, kids? Anybody in the class want to tell me what I did wrong there? Ultimates. You forgot the ultimates, Mr. Obi. Yes, I did. Gold star for you. All right, so he's laid down his first burn from his basic. He apparently didn't land one, but he landed on everything else over there. And then we just got a burn from Starfire because all of her attacks do that. And then I'm going to watch for him because she's probably going to burn him now. And then you see the burn you did until Zatanna took her turn. And as a matter of fact, this is something that George was telling me. I'm going to do these ultimates on my own. I think that will help me be able to see it. Boom. There's the burn attack for 11,000, I want to say. I think it was 1135. So then we can do this. Uh-oh. And we all did. Well, not Wing. He ain't dead because he's tough. So man's man. Let's click to continue. But hopefully you did see it. I'm going to try it one more time to show the damage that comes at the end. And now remember, this is also because of this increase by 12. So I'm going to do the ultimates all on my own. Boom. I can execute. I actually want to do Starfires. Okay, so that's one. This adds another one. So when Superboy does his basic, there you go. See, 5,727. And then there was another burn there that was applied. And then it's going to be another burn that happens here. Oh, 5, 4, 5, 7. So that must have been a 3. So basically, on their attacks, and probably about to get hit hard here, on their attacks, it appears as though supreme power, everybody die. Yep, gone. Okay. So, you saw, it seemed as though the attacks from the burns were causing greater damage than the actual attacks that were coming at them from the basic attacks. All right, so next. Now, through my frustration with the burn team, can I even build? Now, here's the problem. I know there's a problem with Penguin already. I know there's an issue. The issue is that on this skill here, and I may do it again. Oh, wait, actually, is it this skill? Yeah. This is one of the best parts of his kit, and I cannot rank him up right now because I do not have the 8th medal. I don't have him, and I don't have enough of these. As soon as this is possible, I will do it because on this skill, when he gets hit, you get poison, okay? If attack when the umbrella is raised, there is a 100% chance adding 1 stack of poison to the damage dealer for 3 turns. All right, that is going to be the best part of this kit. We're still going to try to sit here and see how poisons work, and the way that we'll see here is after the end of the turn, after the end of the enemy turn, I guess you need to take superpower damage equal to 20% of attack and decreases healing received by 10%. So it's going to be 20% of attack. So it's not as potent, actually, but it does mean that you can't heal yourself as much. Now, one thing I want to check, so that one's 20. And then where is, wait. Oh, no, that was burn. Okay, so burn does 60, I believe, right? Yeah, 60, but you got to stack 4. Poison, you don't have to stack it. It's just going to do it constantly over time. When the burn happens, the burns detonate and then they're cleared from the enemy. Make sure that I say that clearly. So that is what you have here with him. You have poison that he's laying down on his basic as 1 poison stack for 3 turns. And the poisons are around for a minute. So if you think about it, when it detonates after the 4 burns stack up, this that he's doing is going to do about the same damage if that poison stays on there for 3 turns. It's going to do 60%. Okay. And then this is where you get it if you attack him. During battle, increase health. So that's not important. So here, and this is adding attack to us. So none of this is important with regards to the poison. Just his basic for now. And then that advanced attack whenever he's up with his shield and you get hit. Next is Poison Ivy, one of my favorite characters of all time. I did look at her gear to try to make it a little bit better, but it is what it is. I don't know her kit as well. I don't even think I've done my Poison Ivy video. No, I haven't done my Poison Ivy video yet because she's still not rank 5 for me. So we are going to ignore you. Ignore you. Here you are. Adds 1 stack of poison to a back row enemy and another random back row target for 3 turns. So basically just 2 of the 3 get poison for 3 turns. Okay, cool. And then during battle, increases attack by 15%. When dealing damage, permanently increases her own attack by 1% for each stack of poison on the target. So when she attacks in battle, when there's a target, it's going to increase her attack by 1% per poison on that target. So I guess that means even if the poison is cleared, you're still going to maintain that attack. And then it says base attack is increased by 20% instead. So increased by 15%. Ooh. And then increased by 20%. And then the permanent increase goes up to 2% once I get it to rank 8. Okay. So those are those poisoners. And then next is Scarecrow. And then in his kits, poison / all, this is ultimate, / all enemy / at all enemies during superpower damage, dealing superpower damage equal to 80% of attack. For each stack of poison on the enemy, there's a 35% chance of adding another 1 stack of poison for 3 turns. Now, this is going to be very effective against Ultraman in the Evil Falls, because if Penguin gets to put his basic down before I use the ultimate from Scarecrow, then Scarecrow's going to add another stack. So we like that. Oh, he has poison on his basic. Charges towards enemy and stabs the enemy with needles in his hands. That just, that made my flesh crawl. Dealing physical damage equal to 75% of attack. He then adds 1 stack of poison for 3 turns. So then there's another poison coming from his basic. Okay, and then this spreads fear gas at the start of battle, adding 1 stack of poison to all enemies that last until the end of battle. He seems really good. And then the skill level, when turn 2 ends for him, spread fear gas again. So on it, oh wow. So for each turn he takes, he's going to spread fear gas, which is going to give poison. That's really, I like that. And then this is just increased damage here. I was just making sure that the skill levels for each. Damage increases by 100%. So slash enemies dealing superpower damage, 80% for attack, and then it goes to 100 and then 120. That seems cool. Now here's the thing. Let me check his. I should probably put other gear on him. Let's see. Can I go ahead and change this up on the homie? Because don't have any more health helmets. That's a weird health helmet. Was really, really weird coming out of my mouth. Okay, so replace. Do we have any health shoulders? Come on now. 1 health shoulder, that's blue. Oh, but we already had a blue one. So then we don't have any of the elites. For him, we'll leave it. Body armor. Oak, stop that. Stop that now. And you go away. All right, so for the body armor, do I have health here? I do not have any health that's available, but I did switch to the attack, so we're going to go ahead and replace it. So now 2 attack sets, 1 health, 1 HP, I should say. I keep saying health. I should say HP. Yeah. I don't have another HP belt, but I do have another attack belt, but there's no point in using the attack belt because I can only have a maximum of 2 sets. We do have this attack piece here, but I don't have an attack. What is this? Amulet? Emblem? I don't know what this is supposed to be. What is it called? Oh, accessory. Okay, well, forgive me for being creative. There's a health one here, but we don't have an. Oh no, there's an attack one. I literally put my finger on the. Okay. I smart. All right, so next. All right, so I don't see any attack here. And I don't actually see any health there either. So we'll just leave that as it is. So yeah, that I'm still trying to be cognizant of the fact that the gear does matter in these attacks. Okay, so now let's go to Ultraman and try to stomp a mud hole in him with poison. Now, Penguin is a very good tank, right? So I can put him up front, and I want to kind of keep Scarecrow protected because he's going to be the weakest one in this group because he's elite. Yep. Sorry, E40. Okay, so we have our poison part of the team. Now, the next thing is I have an idea, and I think I saw this happen. One thing that Zatanna's passive does is lifesteal. So for every piece of damage that you do, you get healed. I noticed, and I want to double check to be sure, that works for poisons and burns and bleeds as well. So while you've put out all that poison, and he's taking damage off of it, you should also see over here for anyone who laid out the poison, health stats, little health numbers that go up for them. I would like to have one more tank to protect them. I mean, I could just put out Nightwing just because really we're looking at the damage. We're not really trying to win. So, because here, put it this way, it's 184 versus 482. This should not be a long fight. Okay. And what did we forget to do, kids? Never mind. So there's a poison that goes out there. He's already got poison on him. And you see a little bit of health came back, right? So, ooh, I did not mean to do that. I meant to do the fear gas from, So yeah, he has another poison out there already. We'll do this from Scarecrow now. So that's 3 poisons he has stacked on him. So at the end of his turn, he's going to lose a lot. There was a crit shot. Okay, cool. Now we can do Poison Ivy's ultimate. So there's like 6 poisons right now, right on him. And he just lost 3478 based off those poisons. I know it's not as much as the burn detonation, but one, it will be because it's only doing 20%. So just multiply that by 3 times because those poisons last for 3 turns. They're all dead, so it don't matter now. But then after 3 turns, you'll see that it's going to be 34, 34, and then 34. So that's going to actually end up equaling more than what that burn was. But at the same time, remember, gear heavily influences this, etc., etc. So, don't use heal set on Kid Flash, says Virgil. Why? I need to know why. Thanks for the comment. Why am I not using burn? Why am I not using heal set on Kid Flash? We'll get into a deeper discussion once I start this video, and we can just talk on the stream. Okay, so next, that was poison. Now we're going to build a bleed team. That was kind of fun seeing that happen. I kind of wish that I do wish that Ultraman was a little bit weaker, so we could have seen that happen a little bit more. All right, so next, when building the bleed team, we're going to use Orem, Ocean Master. Skill. So, bleed is at the end of the turn, take 50%, I wish, 20% of attack and decreases shields received by 10%. If proportion of HP is lower than 33%, the damage is doubled. You will not be seeing that with Ultraman right now. Bleed ignores shield and deals its damage directly to HP, which we do like. Again, you won't notice that with Ultraman when we go at him because he won't have a shield. And we probably won't live long enough to tell the tale. All right, so this is all weaken. I think this is just weaken. This is block, actually. And then block. Okay, so then the only ability that lays down bleeds is going to be his ultimate, which is for every stack of weaken an enemy has, add 1 stack of bleed, and add 1 stack of weaken for 2 turns to each enemy with no stacks of weaken. And then it increases bleed stacks increase to 2. So it's going to be 2 bleeds if they have weaken already, which kind of sucks because you need to have weaken out there first, but he does apply weaken on his basic. So there's one thing for you. All right, so then next up in this is going to be Damien. So Damien, let me check his passive first. Increase damage dealt to target with more than 65% health. Upon dealing damage, add 1 stack of bleed for 2 turns. So increase damage dealt with more than 65% health by 25%. So the enemy's high up, 0%. Upon dealing damage, this is like the Starfire thing, you're going to do bleed. So that means all of his attacks lay down a bleed, right? So, because his kit looks very plain until you see that part. So, and then next on this is going to be Two-Face. And let's see. Okay. And this is the thing where I have to watch about positioning. If his evil side is shown, he attacks enemy row twice, with each hit dealing physical damage equal to 80% of attack and adding 1 stack of bleeds for 2 turns. If the goods, so that means that when he's on the back row, he is going to shoot at the enemy and lay down 1 stack of bleeds. And on the front row, what he does is he compels one of his enemies to attack, and that enemy will then stun or he compels one of his allies to attack the enemy, and then that ally will stun that enemy. That's what the other part of the passive does, so not that important. So here's another part of the bleeds. Attacks an enemy twice with each attack. Dealing damage equal to 25% and 60% respectively, and adding 1 stack of bleed for 2 turns. So there's another bleed for 2 turns, and there's a bleed for 2 turns. Would love to be 3 turns, seeing as how it's only 20% damage, but it does apply that damage under the shield. So I guess that's the trade-off. He's going to flip a coin for his advanced attack, and he does literally like flip a coin. Deals physical damage equal to 170% of attack, and adds 2 stack of bleeds if we get it on tails. And then on his passive, I don't think this has anything to do with bleeds. At the start of battle, blah, blah, blah. And then damage. All right, so I need him to be on the back row. First things first. He's going to lay down bleeds on his ultimate. Check. Then Aurum lays down bleeds, but only if the enemy has weakened. And then Damien lays down bleeds all the time. So the ultimate I want to open up with is Two-Face. And then, so let's get rid of you guys. Just leave that in the front. So we want Orm, Ocean Master. We want Two-Face. We want Damien. Now let's check the team synergies. I can already tell you Orm's is just based on block, so it actually doesn't benefit bleeds at all. All deployed allies attack HP defense plus 6% during battle, increases bleed damage taken by enemy by 12%. This is the team synergy from Two-Face that we're going to be taking. Who was the one that triggers that actually? Who on the team triggers that right now? Damien. Oh, both of them. Cool. All right, so bleed characters. Oh, this would have been click a character add to your line. So I could have added Cheetah. But Cheetah, I'm not about to put in level link right now. Seeing as I just spent 100 gems to put Bizarro in there for one team, since he's only going to be on freeze, whatever. So yeah, but later I might work Cheetah into a bleed team because she does also give action bar as her ultimate, making you move faster, maybe meaning putting down more bleeds and causing more havoc. So let us go ahead and run this. Do we got everybody we need? We got a squad? We got a squad. All right, so in the back row, let's watch this damage. Now it does, now the bleeds, from what I noticed, there's one bleed right there. He got tails. Yeah. Well, there's 3 bleeds over there. I wish that had gone on to Ultraman. And then we're going to use the ultimate from Ocean Master, put some more bleeds. Ultraman has like 3 bleeds right now, so his turn is going to come soon, and I can't wait to see 4 bleeds. Yep, so that's 2,000 bleeds for him. Oh, he's getting poisoned too. 6 bleeds. These bleeds are stacking. Okay, so then that's the one thing. It seems as though the bleeds don't persist. Oh, well, no, because it's 2-3 turns. Okay, got it. Sorry. That's my fault. That's my fault. Not paying attention. And now we die. Yo. So those bleeds were lasting 2-3 turns. Poison still theoretically does more damage, but that is because of my gear, partially. Also, the characters that were giving away poison were doing it like for 3 turns, and bleeds, they were doing it for 2. At least from what I was seeing. I'm sure that stuff changes as you rank up or whatever, but I tried to read through and see if that would change, and it didn't. So, but who knows? If I'm wrong, put it in the comment section. I mean, Virgil already got me on one. I could be wrong about other stuff. Okay, so George definitely got me on one. Okay, so here we go. Next I'm trying to figure out freeze and frostbite. Okay, and so it looks like this video won't be a 2-parter. It'll just be a long video. Let's go back to the characters. So now we have Bizarro, who does give, as we've learned, frostbite and freeze, right? And then that's the only ability that does that. His fire breath doesn't give freeze, but it does extend it does extend frostbite. Anyway, and then this doesn't at all either. So it's only this ability where heals himself 20% of his lost HP and emits freezing beams from his eyes to attack a random enemy 3 times. Each adding a stack of frostbite has a 100% chance of adding freeze for 1 turn. So you'll have freeze for 1 turn and frostbite. What does frostbite do? Glad you asked. Deals physical damage equal to 15% of attack for each stack of frostbite when added. This is kind of hard for me to, I think I understand how it goes. Oh, and freeze, actions cannot be taken, decreases speed by 25%. So that means that honestly, frostbite is more like the bleed, burn, and poison, and then freeze is your stun. So honestly, I should be focusing on the frostbite more. So let's go ahead and make that correction for myself. Frostbite is like these. And then the freeze is like an added benefit. So that has like Bizarro on it. That has like Cap Cole on it. And I'm pretty sure that freeze arrow from Green Arrow lays down frostbite, not freeze. In fact, I'm positive of that because I've not seen him like freeze anyone yet. Green Arrow. All right. And then Mr. Freeze, we'll see. So what I think this does is like there's one that gets added to you. So that's 15% right there. But it stays. And then once you get the next one, that's another 15%. So it's 30 by that point. And then they stay. Stack another one, that's another 15%. Now we're at 45% and they stay. I think that's how that works. Now the other problem is, and maybe we can see, is that, well, no, if it's multiple characters doing it, then we should see the numbers increase as more and more frostbite get laid down. We'll see. If that is how that works, I love that debuff. Let's see, Cap Cole. Nope, skill. Now, yep, he does lay frostbite down on his ultimate. Grants the front row allies a shield that can absorb damage equal to 20% of the max HP. If I took him rank 6, I don't have him there yet. And part of that is because I've been using his frags to rank up other characters. So I'm not gonna cry about it. Has a 50% chance of adding 1 stack of frostbite to enemies that attack the shield. Okay, so then, this is actually pretty good. It's kind of pretty good. So it's very similar to Penguin's poison. Once he puts out the shield, if you attack either one of those shields, then you're going to have a 50% chance of getting frostbite. You get frostbite, that hurts you immediately right there. I feel as though I want to rank up Captain Cole now to 6. Yeah, I really want to do that. Next, Shoots his cold gun at enemy 3 times, each dealing physical damage 28%, and adds 1 stack of Frostbite. And then this recoup, so that has nothing to do with it. Level up his gear. I did try to do some of his gear today. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. I know. All right. Green arrow. We're gonna go to his frozen arrow, which the affinity is. There's no. Stop it. Frozen arrows is advanced attack. Shoots a freeze arrow at the enemy, dealing physical damage equal to 110%, and then adding Frostbite. Okay, so we have Frostbite coming from 3 people, and I'm going to check Mr. Freeze. I think Mr. Freeze only has freeze. I don't think he has Frostbite, but we'll see in a minute. It wouldn't make sense to me, but about to find out. He does have Frostbite. So whenever the ally inside the frozen coffin is attacked, there's a 100% chance to heal them for 3% of their max HP. Add 1 stack of Frostbite to the attacker. So that's damn near what is done by Captain Cold, except Captain Cold does it to the entire front row, his shields, and then there's 50% chance to be the one. This Sub-Zero Solace, that is done to only 1 person. And I think you can't even move while you're frozen like that. Let me double check. Heals a front row ally with the lowest proportion of HP for HP equal to 20% of max HP. Also protects them within a frozen coffin, making them unable to take actions and granting them 75% damage reduction for 2 turns. So you can't do anything while you're frozen, but it's going to protect you for that 2 turns. Maybe if you get somebody who can put a recuperate on you in that meantime while you're trying to heal, it'll be to your benefits. So next up, Frostbite. So of course he does Frostbite, shouldn't. Fires his cold gun at the enemy, dealing physical damage, an attack, and adding 1 stack of Frostbite. Next. And then that's all that is. Proportion lowest of frozen coffin. It's going to be triggered during battle. Heal self amount counts, or it goes up to 7%. All right. So that is Mr. Freeze. So on the Frostbite team, we have Green Arrow, Mr. Freeze, Captain Cold, Bizarro. Now, just so you know, that team's probably going to do better only because of Green Arrow. Like straight up. Everybody else that I've looked at. Wait, what? Well, no, Bizarro isn't. Bizarro's an epic, and then I have 2 elites. So, anyway, let's go back. Let's check this out with Ultraman. Then we can call this a video. But I want to build these teams. I want to test them out in Arena. I want to test them. I do have a comp kind of built like this in Elite Arena, where each of the 3 teams, each one has a debuff, like trait that they're trying to go after: poison, bleed, and burn. Let's see. Let's put Green Arrow in. Let's go ahead and put in. Well, Bizarro's going to be next on this list. Okay. Dovisai. Oh, nope, Mr. Freeze is. Then Bizarro. Then Capcom. All right, so then I'm going to put, well, I guess I have to keep, no. We can put them in the back. And because I want to protect them, which there's no real point, but I'm going to try to pretend like it's going to work anyway. I will put Nightwing in. There's no synergy that happens there. None of them have a team synergy. Not a 1. Wow, he does AoE damage. Yeah, where's my guy? Yeah, Mr. Freeze. He does AoE damage. Who do I need? Who do I need in order to get this to work? I need Jessica Cruz. I need 1 of these. I need 2 of these, however many. And that's not going to happen. So there's no increased damage there. Cool. So let's see if this works. Thank you guys for watching. All right, so he's adding the flower to the character with the most HP. You would have thought it would have been Nightwing. Oh, no, it's Green Arrow. So Frostbite added. Every time that Frostbite has been added, he's been taking additional damage. Another Frostbite there. See, there's more Frostbite there. Frostbite might be my favorite. And then you see Ultraman snort a bunch of kryptonite, which that is speaking to something. That is somebody speaking to something. And everybody did. I want to see that again though, because I feel like Frostbite might be my favorite debuff. Frostbite might be my favorite debuff. Hello. Bye bye. Okay. Oh, and I never even like triggered any of their ultimates. Who's the ultimate that I'm going to use though? It's not GA, it's not Freeze. Is it Captain Cold's or is it Bizarro's? Wait a sec. I never even used any of their ultimates. Hey. Yeah, it's going to be Bizarro. I was not even paying attention enough to do that. All right, so let's go ahead and get this popping. And then we'll use Bizarro's ultimate immediately. Got him. So then there's one Frostbite. We're about to add another one. Oh, to that. Okay, over there. And then you see the Frostbite damage come off. So every time it is added. That makes sense to me. Nope. See, 895. Actually, the Frostbite damage, if you notice, the Frostbite damage is, and like I said this before about burns. However, I'm seeing it happen at like, okay. The Frostbite damage is doing more damage than the actual attacks themselves, the basics and the advanced attacks, which is to be expected. But they're increasing, and not at an increasing rate. They're just increasing. Same thing happened with burn though. With the basic, I hit you, but if the burn detonates, then it's going to be more than what my damage would have been with the base, which is probably the goal, or definitely the goal. It's a video game. Let's go to Elite Arena. But it feels as though stacking Frostbite on a team could be very, very, very useful and a lot of fun. So, nope, not Elseworld. Warworld. Yeah, Elite Arena. And now I'm tempted to change my entire defense. So we had the Bleed team up here that had, oh no, it was Bleed and Poison. It was Bleed and Poison. So you had Two-Face, Orem, and Damien for the bleeds. And then you had Poison, Ivy, and Penguin for the poison, which the more, after reading those things about the poisons and the bleeds, I like this composition even more now. Needs to be refined. I need to get Poison Ivy up to 6. I need to get Two-Face up to 6 at least. Then we have the Bizarro team down here, and this is why this is not working. I put Bizarro in here because they put burn on his kit, and I should have read his kit instead of trusting the tags. So this is a failure. This is a failure. And then you have down here where it was going to be freeze, or no, I think I was just putting a heal team where it's basically going to Zatanna and Kid Flash are going to, and Mr. Freeze throwing out the shield on the front row are going to be so annoying that you can't like get through them because they keep healing and healing and healing. Is it going to work that way? Probably not, but it can't hurt to try. Okay, so now what I have to do is the amendment to Team 2. That is going to remove Bizarro, and we need to lay down more burn. I can't think of that off the top of my head, so let me just put Batman in for the time being. And then this team is straight. We got our poison and we got our bleeds over here. The ultimate ability, check. And then for this one, nope, yeah, that was Team 2. Yeah. So then for this one, ultimate ability, we'll put you here. Cool. And then team number 3. This was just supposed to be like a good team. That's all that was supposed to do. But then this is where I would use a Frostbite team made of Bizarro, Captain Cole, Green Arrow, and Mr. Freeze. Let's back out a little bit, I guess. Wait, what? No. Oh wait, no. That's what it was. Confirmed. Sorry. Okay, so What is this? So that has been changed. We'll do one challenge. And I don't think, or maybe I will. Wondering if I should watch the battle or not. So he's punching above me. Okay. All right, but we're not going to watch it in that way. We're going to see if it does any good. Because this is a punch up for me. Two-Face is in the front because he also reduces the damage of the person in the front taking it with him. When he goes off for his ultimate, he will then influence one of the other characters that has either bleed or poison on their basic to hit them. You see all the poison out there. Not even that many, but it's... Oh, well, yeah, if you take the number into account, it's stacking and stacking and stacking. Okay. Bet. And trying to watch for the out-of-turn damage deal for when the enemy takes their turn. But it becomes a little bit difficult. This was actually the plus side about Zatanna, because you can kind of track it, that it was working properly, because you would see the heals going though. Okay, Orm does his thing. I think this is a lost cause. I believe that this team needs more survivability. That's how I'm feeling. Now, again, like I said before, it's kind of hard to make these blanket like assumptions based on a couple days. Okay. So now this one is the burn team that I had to haphazardly put a bunch of other folks into. Okay. So there's 2 burns out there. Is that a Frostbite I just saw? Okay. And then, so there's still just 2. Hey, what's going on? There's 3 over there on Two-Face. Okay. Orm has Frostbite somehow. Okay. Oh, and that mirror thing. What does that thing do? Does it heal? I didn't even roll the kid on that thing yet. All right. So let's go ahead and clear out. I thought for a second we weren't going to make it. We seem to be in good shape. I wish we could get some more bleeds out there, though. Some more water. Really want some more bleeds out there. Oh, sorry. Burn. All right, so this looks like a win. Ooh, I was going to say let's check the burn and see if it kills him, but she might beat us to it. Oh, and there was a burn thing right there too. What? All right, so now this is the I just got good players team. So we'll just skip through this. Okay, so I won that. All right, so far, I like poison and bleed. Frostbite is the best of those types of the damage over time debuffs. Burn to me is the worst, and it's not bad. It requires a different mechanic. That means that I got to get 4 hits on you to get it to work, and do the damage. Whereas poison, bleed, and freeze is like, no, we here, homie. We're gonna take care of it at the end of the turn. Frostbite's like, the more you hit him, the more I'm gonna hurt him. So I do like that. In any case, this video did end up being long. 50-something minutes. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, please subscribe. If you don't like it, hit subscribe and hit dislike. I'm okay with that as well. If you've made it this far, you're champion. I love you. You the best. See you guys next time.